Hey everybody, it's Eric.
Hey everybody, it's Lena.
We are D&D Miniature and Board Games. So along with the pre-order for G.I. Joe, which hopefully you've already watched that one, if it was the first one I put up. If it wasn't and we're out of order, well, hey, G.I. Joe's coming,
Correct.
Okay? But if you're an Axis and Allies fan, Guadalcanal is for you. If you're not an Axis and Allies fan, you might want to watch this anyways because, well, Axis and Allies is a well-rounded game of World War II and obviously now G.I. Joe. And this is the Guadalcanal. If you want to see what's inside,
Stay tuned.
Alright, Glenda, so Guadalcanal.
Guadalcanal, yes.
The Solomon Islands, the fight in the Pacific to retake.
And you know, you're talking to me like I should know this specific part of the world, right?
This one you probably should know more about,
Since it's in the Pacific, you know?
Yeah. You should probably, and it's World War II, and you heard about this growing up your whole life,
I've seen so many movies about that and gave me nightmares.
You lived where it happened.
Exactly. That's why it gave me nightmares. My whole family is part of World War II.
You had to think which war it was? World War
II. But yes, and I know it's your favorite.
Axis and Allies? Well, with Renegade taking over, they have been reintroducing a lot of the Axis and Allies like we talked about in the unboxing for G.I. Joe. This one is the Guadalcanal. I don't think this I can't remember. I think this was a reprint.
Yeah, so
because I've been trying to get some of the more of the original ones, but it's kind of hard. Some of them are hard to find. Like if you don't want to play an Arm and a Leg, Battle of the Bulge one, and the D-Day one,
I was going to say they're expensive. Because you always look and you always say, hey, this is how much it's selling for. And then we've seen so many. What is that one that was so big? I don't remember that.
The one that you put together, that's the Pacific and Atlantic one. It's like a 3x5 map.
How much was that?
I think I paid almost $200 to get all of it. But then I got the 1914, like months before Renegade said they were going to redo it. And I got it for like $50 at a Second and Charles. And most people were paying like $400 for this thing.
For toys and board games.
I tell you, one thing I have been looking at is they have the global map that you can get. It's like $60.
Oh wow!
And it actually makes that 3x5 even larger.
Intense game.
It's a neoprene map though. They're not bad to have for certain things. Yep, this is looking like Axis and Allies all over the place. For you, those of you just joining us, we're flipping the rule book right now, okay? What do you think? Do you think the tokens are as thin as the
Well, we
G.I.
had a
Joe one?
preview on G.I. Joe, so I think it would be just the same.
A little bit?
No,
these are thicker.
A little bit thicker than the other one.
No, these are actually tremendously thicker than the other ones.
Yeah, Eric, because
the
typical we know is thicker than this.
Yeah, it's still
thicker than the other one. So
yeah, the one thing, if you guys have watched the G.I. Joe one, we weren't really impressed with the thickness of the tokens.
The paper thin.
Yeah, it was very paper thin. But with this one, and I think it's probably because these are really pointed more at an Axis and Allies player, which is used to a more high quality than a G.I. Joe fan that may not care and may just buy the game because it's G.I. Joe and he wants.
Or probably, like you said, this is more on a real Axis and Allies game. That one's more on I don't know.
All right, well,
it's real, but
let's unfold the map first, and we'll do the rest of the unboxing on top of it. The map is nice. All right.
Shiny.
Yep. So this is the Battle of Guadalcanal. And You get some quick reference cards, whether you are the Americans or the Japanese.
One or the other.
And with Battle of Guadalcanal, you will have ships, you will have air, you will have ground units. It's going to be a little bit of everything. It's the hodgepodge of everything.
The actual war scenario.
Ooh,
Everything.
that's nice. Look at that. That's interesting. There we go. Huh. It's a little slide out. Huh.
Let's go look.
It's a,
Battle box and dice.
this looks like the setup,
That's what it's
possibly.
called.
Oh no, this is attacks depending on where it's coming from.
Use the battle box to determine the result of combat.
Oh, so this is like a dice tower.
Place the 12 dice in the neck of the battle box, and then slide it in. Okay.
Is anybody noticing that the dice don't go in there real well?
Let me see. Oh.
It's an interesting idea. If you don't want to just roll dice like a normal human being. Alright, so just like with the G.I. Joe one, you have the token, these for stacking. So if you have 20 infantry on an island instead of having 20 plastic infantry, you can have one on top of 4 red and 4 gray, which signifies your 20. And so these look like these are pretty much your typical Axis and Allies. You have your battleship, you have your cruiser, you have your carriers. You have a submarine in here somewhere. Yep, there's your sub. And you have your transport. I don't think I've missed anything. It might be a destroyer. Are there supposed to be destroyers?
Use the battleships, aircraft carrier, destroyers, cruisers, transport, submarines, fighters,
There it is.
bombers, infantry, artillery, and anti-aircraft guns.
No, anti-aircraft guns. Alright, well we have our anti-aircraft, we have artillery, we have our bomber, you have your fighter, and obviously you have your infantry. Is that everything?
Yes.
Alright. So generally you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different units?
11, yeah, 11.
Okay.
You got it.
Which, gives you more than enough of variety when you're purchasing your equipment to bring devastating results to the enemy and hopefully resupply your own troops so that you can bring victory to the Guadalcanal experience.
So do you actually put your plane there?
Yes.
While you're playing?
Yes. That normally aircraft carriers will carry 2 fighters, and they'll sit on there when it is not launched and in some type of a combat.
Cool.
So it looks like the Americans get a larger bomber than the Japanese. We do like things big over here.
Super bias. Bigger. Is it bigger and better?
I didn't say that. I just said we like things big.
Are all big better?
Okay. So there's our basic fleet stuff there. There's a sub. There's the transport. You got your infantry, which is unique that the American and Japanese infantry over the years has never changed. It's always been the same design, even from the original, I believe, 84 or 86 Axis and Allies that I've had since it came out back in the day.
So
back when it came out with Shogun and Fortress America.
So it never changed?
No.
So is the Japanese the one with bayonet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, cool.
See, the original Axis and Allies when it came out in their mid-80s.
The original one?
Mm-hmm. and you had
Oh,
it was actually
older than that.
it was actually a three game release. It had Axis and Allies, it had Conquest of the Empire, which was the Roman game, and it had the Broadsides of Boarding Parties. Which, if you remember last year, I finally got a complete version of Broadsides of Boarding Parties because I never had one as a kid. And then later on, you got Fortress USA, Fortress America, whichever way it was called in those days. I got a copy of that when it first came out, and Shogun. There was another one that wasn't really in the group. It was a submarine game, but it was brought out by Milton Bradley, and a lot of people bought it thinking it was actually part of the whole series, and it really wasn't.
So, would you say the games in the past are, as far as quality, theme-wise, are they better quality or no? The games now are just as good.
There's Fortress America, Shogun, and Axis and Allies, and the boxes are still in one piece. And when I moved one time, I know.
Boxes you only play
and when I moved one time, I think I had to condense. So one of those boxes has Conquest of the Empire in it as well.
You can see we have all the Axis and Allies right up here.
Yes.
See that? Can they see that?
No. But I believe if they watch the room tour video,
they'll see it.
They can see it. So that's Guadalcanal. And as we always say, if you like it, what should you do?
Buy it. Or play with somebody who has it.
Ooh, pick me. No. Just
play with us. There you go.
Axis and Allies, Guadalcanal. As always, folks, support your local gaming. We support
Discover Games in Fayetteville, Georgia.
And Dan Wolf Games in Griffin, Georgia. Game on, everybody.
Game on.